So Fanta, this is so a couple of examples from a Coca-Cola company, but they've done an example where they have a few characters. I think there's 4 characters they have, which are part of the brand. They do a timeline where those characters, the leap year, which happened this year, of course, created a rip in the Fanta space-time continuum. So those characters were sucked out of the main picture and of the cover photo and into the timeline. So they've created a game called Lost in Time, where basically you just have to go through a timeline, answer questions, kind of hunt for them. Prizes are up for grabs, but of course it's a great way, an interactive, engaging way for people to spend some time with the brand. Red Bull, of course, Red Bull sponsor, they've got their own Formula 1 team, they sponsor football teams, they've got their own football team. And they sponsor numerous sports stars, and they have a wealth of content, streams and streams of fantastic content. But they have started a Red Bull Time Warp, which again, another scavenger hunt game, but it means that people have to go through the timelines. Of course, people are spending a lot of time with the brand because they're going through a timeline trying to find answers to the scavenger hunt, but there is so much content in there. And of course, we all know the power of good content, but they're doing some really cool stuff on their timeline. ESPN have taken a more up-to-date approach and a more timely approach to their timeline, where they're doing a sort of fill-in-the-blanks approach. So they're doing this, I guess, current sports events, news, big sport happenings, and they're just getting people to very simply fill in the blanks. But of course, it's driving huge engagement and huge conversation. Captain Morgan have, well, of course, for them, they've used the fictional character of Captain Morgan himself. And they've gone through a timeline, really, and just done a history of Captain Morgan, the fictional character. But again, it's a wonderful example for a brand that may well not have a huge story and a huge back catalogue of content. It's just another way of creating content that people can engage with and comment on and share. Other brands have taken a more, I guess, traditional approach of timeline, because a timeline is to let a brand show its history and tell a story of the brand. Ford, obviously, have got a deep and rich history, so they've done something where, I guess, if you're a Ford lover and you're fanatical about Ford, so it's very interesting for Ford lovers. The US Navy have also gone through, showing a complete history of the US Navy, and then things like a lot of bands are using it. So Coldplay is one example of a band who've gone right through the timeline of the band, and they put up a lot of interesting content there about first shows, video content, photos, interviews with the band. So again, very interesting, particularly if you're a fan. A beautiful opportunity for fans and brands and bands, anyone to really tell their history and their story. CocaCola taking another approach where they've encouraged fans to solve riddles within a timeline, which sends them to interactive websites. So this one here is for blowing bubbles in the sky, another nice approach. And then Verizon doing something back, giving something back to the customers. They've asked people to submit photos from their phone or tablet for a chance to win a phone or tablet, and then the winning photograph gets put up on the cover photo. Nice touch, and they're doing that weekly. Speaking of timeline, at South by Southwest Interactive, Facebook announced 3,000 apps have now been launched for timeline. Now, of course, apps are wonderful ways for a brand to give ongoing value and continue to engage with users. And it's all done through permission of the users, so the brand can delve into the person, their likes, their interests, their friends, and it's kind of, I guess, a two-way street of giving and taking. But it's a wonderful way for brands to deliver deeper engagement and also to build an audience. So Pinterest has grown its active Facebook user by 60% through using the app, and Goodreads has boosted daily traffic by 77% through using apps. So they are a wonderful way if you've got a great product or great platforms to drive traffic. Nike, of course, are using their Fuel Band app, which of course allows other people with a Fuel Band to show how far they've run, keep track of friends' fitness regimes, what they're doing, and of course you can show your achievements through timeline. Speaking of South by Southwest, just a little roundup of the big winners, because of course that was last week. Take this lollipop. This is kind of cool. It's kind of one experimental category. It was done through Facebook Connect. And basically you were prompted to take this lollipop, and then it trawled through, with your permission, through all of your friends' photos, news feeds, and other personal information, and created a chilling video for you. It's very cool, but take a look at that. Take this lollipop. Obsessed with sound. This is something I spoke about probably before I started recording these, but it was a really nice example. So do look into this. It's from Philips. where they've spent time with the Metropole Orchestra, and you can go in and you can single out each individual person as they're all playing and hear that individual person above everyone else. But it's a really, really nice example of using digital to demonstrate and play around with the sound, so do check that out. Storify was one of the platforms that dominated social media, and really Storify is just a site that helps users tell their stories through social media. So obviously great for journalism and bloggers, but again obviously for brands if they have a story to tell. Pinterest, best breakout digital. Again, of course, there's been a lot about this, but Pinterest is growing leaps and bounds. But for those who don't know, Pinterest is an online pinboard where you can organize and share the things you love. So a digital scrapbook, pinboard for curation, if you will. But it's a great way for brands, of course, to show what they love and what they care about and what they stand for and what they're interested in and what they support. Location and sharing, social sharing, they were kind of one of the probably the hottest topic. But again, it's just platforms that allow you to show people close to you, or it allows you to engage and connect with people close to you who have similar interests to you. But a lot of these are coming out now. Highlight was probably the most talked about, but others included Sonar, Banjo, Grandstand, and Glancy. But it's just a way of you connecting with like-minded individuals or people within your network who are nearby. Another big topic, social TV. I've gone on about this a lot, but any TV can now, of course, be social, whether you like it or not. And of course, people like to talk about TV shows just as much as they like to watch them. So again, and now the big thing is important to craft communities around shows, create authentic, special online content. Again, of course, it all comes down to content. Content, of course, is the king, but it's a way of allowing people to talk with like-minded individuals around content that they love and are interested in. Here's a new patent that's just come from Apple, which kind of tells a lot, I think, particularly when you look at the new iPhone come in. But Apple have just been awarded a new patent, which hints that mobile payments will probably be the next version of iPhone under the name of iWallet. This one here is for parental controls. But yep, mobile takes another leap with this, because of course Google are working on this as well. Speaking of mobile, Pluck here in NZ, of course, which links TV ads to mobile, so you can obviously serve offers. When you see an ad, Pluck this ad. Linked now to TV. The app's now been downloaded 43,000 times by Kiwis. Last week was the first Pluck-enabled apps went live, so we've had Holden, Sure Me, Subway, and Roadshow. And he found out in night one that 17,000 Plucks were made in night one, which is pretty good going, I must be honest with you. But good, this sort of thing is starting to happen now. Have you all heard of Joseph Kony? Have you? Well, this video from Invisible Children just showing the plight of Ugandans under rebel leader Joseph Kony has now just become the most viral video in history. It took 6 days to be viewed 100 million times, and the video itself is 30 minutes long, so it's quite long, but it's been viewed now well over 100 million times. It's done for Invisible Children charity. There's been a lot of debate on this, whether it was a good thing or a bad thing, which you can delve into if you've got some time, but it's certainly worth a watch, and it's also been commented on 500,000 times now. But do go and check it out. A sign of the times, yes. The Encyclopedia Britannica is going to stop printing print editions. It's going to go digital only. Whether it succeeds as much, it's hard to say. But what's next, you may well ask? Well, I think yellow is probably going to be next. And it's probably a bad thing for them when you think that no one really uses the book now. And here in NZ, I think they make 20 million from the book, but 1 million from online. But that book's probably going to go soon. So this is a nice example of doing something, why, just for the hell of it. But I like this. NRMA Insurance, they have fitted a bus shelter with a custom sound system that allows people to choose songs through QR codes. Now, to get to this stage, you have to go on to the Facebook page, like them, and then download the app. So I don't know how many people are going to do this, but it's a good example of just doing things a little bit different, because the reason why they did this, to remind people that its coverage extends to things like custom sound systems. It's kind of a nice idea, but certainly a lot different from the competition. A huge fail, yes. Mother's Day was just Sunday, just passed in the UK, and this is a bit of a fail, if you ask me. I will, yeah, you can make your own mind up about that. A good way to launch a new company. I like this one very, very much, but again, it comes down to an engaging and entertaining piece of content. But this is something that was launched in the US. I just made a video for YouTube, and here it is.
Hi, I'm Mike, founder of DollarShaveClub.com. What is DollarShaveClub.com? Well, for $1 a month, we send high-quality razors right to your door. Yeah, $1. Are the blades any good? No. Our blades are f***ing great. Each razor has stainless steel blades, an aloe vera lubricating strip, and a pivot head. It's so gentle a toddler could use it. And do you like spending $20 a month on brand name razors? 19 go to Roger Federer. I'm good at tennis. And do you think your razor needs a vibrating handle, a flashlight, a back scratcher, and 10 blades? Your handsome-ass grandfather had 1 blade and polio. Looking good, Pop-Up! Stop paying for shave tech you don't need. And stop forgetting to buy your blades every month. Alejandro and I are going to ship them right to you. We're not just selling razors, we're also making new jobs. Alejandro, what were you doing last month?
Not working.
What are you doing now?
Working.
I'm no Vanderbilt, but this train makes hay. So stop forgetting to buy your blades every month and start deciding where you're going to stack all those dollar bills I'm saving you. We are DollarShaveClub.com, and the party is on.
Nice example there of a good piece of content, and that was the CEO of the company. This is the last thing from me this week, but again, another nice example and some, fun content that's been generated by a wonderful brand. But I shall leave you with this.
Well, here we are. We're all set for the St. Patrick's Day Sheepdog Trials. It's a capacity crowd of 16, and first up is Gareth Longgrass with his border collie Roy, 3-time winner here.
Wait a minute.
He's a great competitor, this one. He's a legend in Gloucestershire, but we're in Yorkshire today, so that counts for nothing. Jim?
He's taking a lovely wide berth there. Being very careful not to spook them. This is a good start.
Yes, 10 out of 10 for the outrun. That's great work there from the young dog. They're bang on course for where they want to go. This lad is a wizard at whistling.
And he's got them all through. Yes, this is nice. Nice to see.
Now for the first real test. Can he get them past the couch?
Well, this obstacle has proved tricky in the past. A night in watching the big game, it's always tempting.
Oh. But he's done it. Down the field they go. Perfect formation. Now, on to the Indian restaurant. He has to be careful here not to lose the big lad.
Yes, a curry's a great way to end the night. But it's way too early for that.
Please. Come in, sir.
Oh, that's nice. It's good stockmanship, is this?
Oh, we have a split. 3 have made a run for the girls and... well, who can blame them? Look at that. I think we could even lose the shepherd to that one. This obstacle, it never fails to catch some of them out.
Oh, what's happening now? Oh, we've got one round the back. This is disastrous. That's 5 points gone, is that?
It's edge-of-the-seat stuff, this, Jim. You could hear a pin drop if we weren't in a field. Oh, and through the drive gates they go.
Oh, it looks like one of them has got a text from the missus. That could be the end of his night.
Oh, but look at that. Straight into the pub they go. That is lovely stuff. Textbook herding right there, all over them, like a rash. Who is your daddy? That's what the dog is saying. Look and learn.
The crowd's going wild here.
Round up your mates for a Guinness. This St. Patrick's Day, Saturday, March 17th.